Hi everyone. So I put some questions up on Instagram last week about what people want to hear. Some people wanted more recipes, and other people wanted to hear more about how I got out of the habit of emotional overeating. And so I'll talk a little bit more about that now. And it's such a huge topic because it's not just about food. When you're talking about eating, it's all of life comes into it. The way we relate to ourselves, the way we talk to ourselves, our past experiences. And so it's not just about getting the food sorted, it's more about understanding what's driving us to overeat and getting under the hood, if you like, and seeing what's going on. Okay. Um, but there were a few things at the beginning. A lot of people come to me, they just want to lose the weight, they want to get their food sorted and get on with their life. They want the problem to just go away. But it's not really that simple. It requires attention, it requires time, and it requires patience and perseverance. So we need to be willing, first of all, to put the time in and the time and the work in to seeing what's going on. Because if we just try and bury it under the carpet and go, no, I don't want to deal with it now, I'll deal with it another time. Um, in 10 years' time, you'll still be dealing with the same problem. Okay. So, and you probably in your heart of hearts know that. So that was the first thing. The second thing was to let go of a diet mentality. And that might seem crazy, but I'd been either restricting or overeating for years before I finally sort of gave up on the diets. And, that's really important because when we're in the diet mentality, there's this feeling of scarcity of that we can't enjoy what we want, we can't eat what we want, and we can't have as much as we want, we can't be satisfied. And with that mindset, we're just going to, we'll restrict for a certain length of time, we'll be good, whatever good means, and then invariably there'll be a sort of blowout. So I had to ditch that diet mentality, and having even that idea of having diet foods. I eat, as you've seen from my Instagram videos, whatever, full fat food. Cheese, cream, um, I carbs. Some it's like I don't cut anything out. Right now, having said that, if my body didn't want it, and there's been times where my body has not been able for carbs, and it made me feel bad. So in that case, I didn't have them, but it was different to my mind going, I want to lose weight. It was more about nourishing my body and asking my body what it wanted and needed. So, so for sure, if dairy doesn't suit you or wheat doesn't suit you and you feel bloated and tired after it, well then obviously that's not what your body wants. Okay. Um, but there is a difference between what your mind wants and what your body wants quite often. And sometimes what our mind wants is, sugar. It's like a child. I want sugar and I want cereal and I want chocolate and I want sweets and I want ice cream. And that's fine. And that's fine to indulge in that every now and again if you want to. But if you're indulging in that all the time and that voice is running the show, you're probably going to be feeling tired and overweight and swollen and not at peace with yourself or your body or your relationship with food. So we need to be aware of who's running the show and what voice we're listening to. And it can take time to work out what voice to listen to and what voice not to listen to. And so my relationship with food, like, it has been a process and a journey. So um for since for maybe 10 years or 10 years or so, I was on a from my most of my 30s was on a strict weighed and measured no sugar food plan, and that was, it worked. Definitely, felt comfortable in my body. I felt um um my weight was stable, but it was quite restrictive in that um if I really wanted to enjoy something, it was not that I didn't enjoy my food. I did enjoy my food, but it was, I think there was a fear of if I ate something that I would never stop eating it, and there was a feeling of if I chose something that I really want to enjoy, I'd never stop enjoying it. So I hadn't really come to terms with the underlying issues. So I suppose since 2000 or so, since I turned 40, which is 5 years, nearly 5 years ago, I've been having a little bit more sugar and pushing the boundaries with it to the point where now where I'm much more intuitive around what I eat. And um, and over Christmas I did a few experiments. I went into supermarkets and said, okay, eat whatever you want, go and get whatever you want. And I allowed that voice in my head who wanted Nutella and who wanted um, granola. That's what I went for, granola. And I allowed it to come out and have as much as it wanted. And yes, I ate way beyond the point of feeling full, and I felt sick afterwards and bloated and unwell. And I did that for a few days, but I kept every day, kept going back and going, it's not a diet, just have what you want. And eventually I felt actually so sick that I was like, I can't, this is not what my body wants. I actually want something different. So, um, so now I'm choosing what I'm doing now, rather than sticking to a rigid food plan, listening to when I'm hungry and having what my body wants. Okay, and then stopping when I'm satisfied. Okay, and that's a practice, and it takes time. And I thought, God, if I'll never be able to do that because I'll never get enough. I'm just addicted to chewing and swallowing. Um, but actually, what I'm realizing is that I can tune into that and I can trust it, and I can enjoy my food more. And so, and I don't know, I haven't weighed myself, but I don't feel like um, that's not even part of the picture. I think the most important thing is that I am listening to my body, and if it's about being aligned with eating when I need to and stopping when I'm full, my body will come to its natural weight, and I won't have to worry about that. And that's what I'm realizing. So, um, so that's where I'm at with food today, and I'll share more about this on Instagram. And even if you want to ask me questions about it, I'm so delighted to talk to you about it. Um, I realize food causes so much trouble in our life. We think, Jesus, it's such a boring thing to talk about in many ways. I'm so self-obsessed, blah, 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 blah. But actually, the way we eat is the way really we do everything. And I'm realizing, if I eat in a haphazard way, often other parts of my life are haphazard. So, and if I don't trust myself around food, well, then I don't trust myself around my career or my relationships or all those other things. So everything ties into one. So anyway, I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment box below. Take care. Bye.